Hello, Aquarius, and welcome to, I think I saw it, Ultra Instinct Tarot. My name is Andres. That was cool. This guy wants to be right here. And I will be the one taking care of you for this reading. I'm very distracted right now, Aquarius. Are you distracted? Have you been very distracted lately? So we'll be receiving the help from these three homies. They're very good homies. 10 out of 10. Recommend. And we'll just go ahead and get started. Yes, the Page of Wands. So the Wands is all about the will. You know, why you are who you are, why you move, what is the point of moving. And the Page of Wands is like the kid version. A person with, you know, not a whole lot of experience, so they're like a kid who sees everything and with more wonder than being careful, you know. The Page of Wands, Aquarius. The Page of Wands is an adventure. Possibilities explore, enthusiastic. Page of Wands is full of curiosity and excitement for life. Everything has potential. Each person, each thing, and each opportunity is the chance to explore something new, to learn and to find adventure. She doesn't have a plan or an idea of where she is going, but the great unknown calls to her, and she's itching to get out there. She must follow the calling that pulls her towards new heights. Interesting. So these distractions that you keep calling distractions, are they really distractions, or is that where your energy is being pulled? Can you let this spark of excitement within you ignite? What new experiences and adventures are awaiting you in romance, your personal life, or your career? This can be a good time to take risks. What do we block ourselves off from when we are cautious and safe? Yeah. New worlds are out there. Can you be spontaneous and daring and interesting and say yes? When opportunities or chances come your way, take them. Every person you meet is an opportunity to make a new friend, and every visit to a new place has the potential to become an adventure. Opening your heart to new experiences can take you to places you never thought you'd see. So I don't know if this is how you're feeling right now, or if you're not, feel this way. Interesting, we are not feeling that way. 10 of Swords, huh? So the mind is getting in the way. But you do. So that's why I call them a distraction, huh? Because, I mean, if there's something that you want to do, like, is that really a distraction? Like, I mean, what do you really need to do? Like actually, if you ignore what society says you need to do, and if you just listen to yourself, what is it that you actually need to do, you know? And what is it that you want to do? There's something that you think that you need to do, that you're spending your time on, but you really don't feel you need to do it. Then don't do it, and start exploring your desires, your wants, whatever you keep wanting to do, but you think is gonna be. You think you're labeling it as a distraction. You think life is gonna backstab you for following this desire that you've been having, this excitement you've been feeling about something. But it won't ruin you. It won't lead you to failure. Fighting, and this is to the left. Yeah, you are fighting yourself with these swords. You are the ones putting those swords in your own back. And my dog just came inside. So is there a pet that can help? Look at a pet and see what their needs are? What do they say their needs are? You know, look at a dog and see what it wants, and it just goes for it. It doesn't fight itself. It just goes for it. It sees some food, oh, I'm going for it. That is mine. I want it, and nobody is gonna take that from me. I'm gonna enjoy this piece of food. They don't fight themselves, you know, going back and forth. They don't say, this is gonna distract me from what I need to do. Like, what does a dog need to do? It just needs to be a dog. So what you really need is just to be you, be yourself. Isolation. You feel cold. This fighting. Because I honestly felt, I can see the difference now of my dog being here and I'm petting her. And I feel really good right now. I feel the difference. I didn't know that I didn't feel this good before she got here. I mean, I was just kind of by myself, talking to myself with this video. I was isolated, and then my dog came in, and now I'm feeling good. I'm feeling happy. I'm feeling like I'd be down to go explore an adventure with my dog right now. So I see the difference. I wanna see what this isolation card says. And we're in the mind. We're really in the mind. So get out of your mind and be in your body and be in your will and be in your whatever your body wants to do instead of whatever your mind thinks it needs to be doing. So we got the 3 of the mind, 3 of swords. Isolation. In our society, men in particular have been taught not to cry, to put a brave face on things when they get hurt and not show that they are in pain. But women can fall into this trap too, and all of us at one time or another might feel that the only way to survive is to close off our feelings and emotions so we can't be hurt again. If our pain is particularly deep, we might even try to hide it from ourselves. This can make us frozen, rigid, because deep down, we know that one small break in the ice will free the hurt to start circulating through us again. The rainbow-colored tears on this person's face hold the key to breaking out of this isolation. The tears, and only the tears, have the power to melt the ice. It's okay to cry, and there's no reason to feel ashamed of your tears. Crying helps us to let go of pain, allows us to be gentle with ourselves, and finally helps us to heal. So it's hard to feel this way because, I mean, obviously, if you were like that at one point and you got hurt, like, obviously it's kind of hard to be this way again, you know? I mean, if you put your hand in fire and you burn your hand, I'm not gonna go put my hand in fire again over and over, you know? But life is a little different, and life is a little more random. And so, I mean, it's gonna happen here and there, but you also can help. I mean, if you keep trying, I mean, things might happen differently, but you'll never know unless you stop fighting yourself. So it says, we are miserable because we are too much in the self. What does it mean when I say we are too much in the self? And what exactly happens when we are too much in the self? Either you can be in existence, or you can be in the self. This page of wands is in existence. Both are not possible together. To be in the self means to be apart, to be separate. That's why there's so many swords. Swords separate things to understand them. But ultimately, I mean, they're not separate. To be in the self means to become an island. To be in the self means to draw a boundary line around you. To be in the self means to make a distinction between this I am and that I am not. And it's good to determine, you know, to know the difference between who you are and who you're not. But when we get stuck in it and not to see it as just to help us understand that it's not that, as long as we don't see it as that's the way things are, because that's how the mind would think it. But if you get out of your mind, you can see it for what it is. And that page of wands sees things for how they are. So the definition, the boundary between I and not I is what the self is. The self isolates and it makes you frozen. You are no longer flowing, you are flowing, the self. If you are flowing, the self cannot exist. Hence people have become almost like ice cubes. They don't have any warmth, they don't have any love. Love is warmth and they are afraid of love. If warmth comes to them, they will start melting and the boundaries will disappear. In love, the boundaries disappear. In joy, also the boundaries disappear. Because joy is not cold. Peace. 2 of Swords. Sounds like after so much of this fighting, peace sounds like nice option. The 2 of Swords. We got Moon in Libra. So astrologers tell us that people who are born with Moon in Libra criticize and make judgments from a position of inviolable equilibrium. They weigh every problem and proposition with the utmost fairness. This fortunate union of sign and planet finds a predictably dignified home in Chakma, which is the 2. The result is one of the few cards in the suit of swords that doesn't evoke groans when it appears in a tarot reading. That is not to say that it is all goodness and light. We must remember that the natural vocation of a sword is to fight, to cut, to pierce, to kill, to separate. It is an instrument of action, just like the mind, just like the ruach, the intellectual part of the soul. It is in constant movement. Eastern mystics tells us that the mind is the great enemy. If we are to achieve profound levels of consciousness, the mind must be overcome. Fearful that its existence and control will end, the mind resists these efforts at all costs. That is why so many cards in the suit of swords seem so frustrated, anxious, nervous, even tortured. In the case of the 2 of Swords, peace, it seems we've dodged a bullet. We must always remember, however, that for the sharp and dangerous sword, peace is just an uncharacteristic and temporary interruption from war. So I really like this part. If we are to achieve profound levels of consciousness, the mind must be overcome. Fearful that its existence and control will end, the mind resists these efforts at all costs. That is why so many cards of the suit of swords seem so frustrated, anxious, nervous, and tortured. Because it's fearful that its existence and control will end. So apparently this Page of Wands really scares you, Aquarius, feeling this way, because you feel like it's the end of your control of your existence. But really, this is the way things are. There are some things you can control, but there are also things you can't control. You can't control everything. Adjustment, interesting. And this is Libra, and so things are starting to balance out. Like, look at the end here. So all of this fighting, all of this feeling isolated that you've been doing to yourself, because it's all in the mind. So this has nothing to do with anybody else. This is just you with you. And you're finding that peace, that you're adjusting this way of being, kind of like the way I was before my dog walked in, that showed me one way, and then after she walked in, I did a different way. So, and now, what way do I want to be? Do I want to be this way, or do I want to be that way? Or a mixture of both, Page of Wands energy. So that's what you're clashing against. That's the kind of energy you want to balance out within yourself. And we'll get some words from the Office Oracle deck here real quick. Ooh. And that's before I read what adjustment wants to say, because for some reason I wanted to pull these cards out first. So this is big changes fast. So coasting time is officially over. Big changes are coming, and they're coming fast. If you don't like them, this is called door, and you can walk right through it. Sound like good ideas. Why wouldn't we like them? Good changes are coming, and they're coming at you fast. And that sounds good, because it sounds like there's been a lot of fighting going on. Nice. And 22, which is one of the best numbers that exists. This is my Reese's Pieces card. This is one of my absolutely entire favorite moments of the show. So I can see why embodying the Page of Wands might be one of the most important, or one of your most favorite, like, parts of your life. When you go back and look through it, I think this upcoming stages is gonna be really nice. One of my absolute favorite moments in the show, and I just had to include it. I could not stop laughing the first time I saw the scene. It's just a simple conversation between two ETs, and I absolutely love it. So heads up, one of your most absolute favorite moments of your life is coming. It's a moment made especially for you, and Kelly won't be there to tell you to stop. Enjoy it. Hell yeah, that sounds absolutely deserving, Aquarius, especially after fighting for so long. You're gonna find your peace. You're gonna find your favorite moment, where you really want to be. And this reading is saying you want to be in that Page of Wands. So how do you do that? How do you do the adjustment? Well, it's something that's, if you won't be by yourself, because it's a major arcana. So that means life is gonna help you adjust. Adjustment is the ruler of the balance. Balance against each thought, its exact opposite. For the marriage of these is the annihilation of illusion. I think that's the most important part, more important change. So whenever you start having these, you can't do it thoughts, these fighting thoughts, these tears, balance them out with its opposite. Balance it out with why it's a good thing that it's happening, balance it out. Because it's when you're when you're like this in the dumps, it's easy to see all of the negative, but interesting. But you can't see the positive. Just like my dog right now couldn't see out the window, and she was whining, but now she can. So yeah, if you're stuck in the negative, it's hard to see the positive. But every single thing has a positive and a negative. Every single thing. And that, it cancels out to be nothing, which is everything. So for every negative thought, there is a positive thought that balances it out. Focus, adjust, and focus on that. And that's with this, for every horrible part of your life, for every fight, there is a good part of your life. It translates. And it's coming at you fast. So way to hang in there, Aquarius. Way to hang in there. There's peace coming. You're creating it. And enjoy. Enjoy what's coming. Thank you for being here. I'll see you next time.